This is GlobalCASTresources.com.
Hi, I'm Bevin, and I think it is so exciting that God is stirring something in your heart and your mind regarding missions. And we are really grateful to be a part of the first steps in your journey. So as you begin a journey, often one of the most important things you can do at that point is to learn and to understand what it is that's happening and where you're going. And so when the topic of missions comes up, I think often we jump into the what we should do, where we should do it, who we should do it to, all kinds of practical information about the nuts and bolts of missions. And all those things are really important. But I'm really convinced that actually we should stop, pause, and step back a bit and answer the question, why? Why missions? Why should we care about the lost? Why should we think about leaving our homes and embracing the potential challenges and hardships that come with living cross-culturally? Well, there is a number of really great answers to the question why. One of them is the lost and how many there are. Did you know that even today, 2,000 years after Jesus said, "Go, make disciples of all nations," there are still over 2 billion people on the planet with little to no access to the gospel. Gospel deprived, we could say. And they have not even had a chance to reject Jesus because they've never had the chance to hear him for the first time. So the Center for the Study of Global Christianity has helped us understand that 86% of the Muslims, Hindus, and Buddhists in the world don't know a Christian. We need to go to the unreached in the world today. So that, of course, is a very compelling reason. But another very great answer to the question why missions is Jesus said, go. We are disciples. We want to obey the commands of Jesus. And so a great reason to go, a great answer to the question why missions is, I'm going to obey because I'm a disciple of Jesus. But I wonder if there's actually an answer to the question why missions that's even more foundational. Those other ones are great, but this is more foundational, and I think we can see it in the life of Jesus himself. We need to remember that Jesus said, as the Father has sent me, so I'm sending you. In the same way the Father sent me, that's how I'm going to send you. So when we look at the life of Jesus, whatever motivated him in his mission, that's what should also motivate us. Now, I think we can start to see the deepest motivations in the heart of Jesus in the Garden of Gethsemane. There is where he's wrestling with the choice to embrace death on a Roman torture device. And before the people come to take him away to the religious elders and ultimately to the cross, he is under stress to the point where he's sweating blood. And we know that when people are under stress, when the heat is on, your deepest motivations actually will come to the surface. And Jesus could have said, not my will be done, but thine, save mankind. But actually not what he said, right? He said, Father, glorify your name. And it seems to indicate that Jesus' deepest motivation that took him all the way to the cross was love for the Father, wanting to glorify his Father, obey his Father. And so I think that that can be one of the deepest motivations for our life in mission. And we have found so much inspiration from one of the first missions movements out of the Protestant world, the Moravians. This group of people had a Holy Spirit Pentecost kind of encounter, and they started to pray 24/7 for 100 years. And but in the middle of that, as they were praying, they got God's heart for the lost. And 2 of these young guys heard of a whole island of slaves that had no access to the gospel and were willing to sell themselves into slavery to go there. And they did go there. And as the ship was leaving the shore, they cried out to the people, their friends and family on the shore, "May the Lamb that was slain receive the reward of his suffering." And even today we find inspiration from that because they did go, but their motivation seems very clear was the Lamb, love for the Lamb, the worthiness of the Lamb. And so we're praying that as you take these next steps in your journey into missions, that God will continue to clarify the motivations, clarify the why of why you're engaging in this. And the short answer is, why missions? Jesus is worthy.
Mentoring missions advocates. This is GlobalCAST resources.com.